The dog was shaking so hard that his ribs trembled beneath his matted fur. Mud covered his paws, his ears hung lifeless, and his eyes, wet, swollen, red, never left the old canvas bag he kept nudging with his nose. The bag was torn at the edges, soaked from the rain, and held close beneath him like it was the only thing keeping him alive. Doctor Emma Lewis had seen abandoned animals before. She had seen cruelty. She had seen heartbreak. But nothing prepared her for what she was witnessing now on the side of that deserted country road. The dog lifted his head just enough to let out a broken whine, a sound so heavy, so desperate, that Emma felt her chest collapse inward. He wasn't crying for food. He wasn't crying for help. He was crying for the bag, and whatever was inside it. Emma knelt, slowly extending her hand. "It's okay, buddy," she whispered. "I'm here to help you." But the dog growled, not out of aggression, but fear, placing his paw protectively on top of the soaked bag, refusing to let anyone take it. That was when Emma saw it, the faint movement from inside the cloth. A tiny shift, a faint sound, a weak, fragile cry. Her heart stopped. Someone was inside. Chapter 1. Emma slid the bag toward her gently, keeping the dog calm with soft words. The dog's eyes pleaded with her, as though begging her not to hurt whatever he was guarding. Emma loosened the drawstring with trembling fingers, and as the bag opened, a rush of cold air revealed a small, helpless newborn puppy, barely a week old. Its eyes were sealed shut. Its body was ice cold. It moved only a little, then stilled. Emma gasped as her breath shattered. Rage, heartbreak, disbelief. Every emotion crashed over her. Someone had tossed this puppy away like trash. And the dog, maybe the mother, maybe a guardian, had been clinging to it, protecting it with everything he had left. "Who did this to you?" she whispered. But she already knew the answer. Someone heartless. Someone who didn't deserve the love of these animals. The adult dog whimpered and nudged her again, as though urging her to save the tiny life. Emma didn't waste another second. She scooped both of them into her truck and sped toward her clinic. Chapter 2. Fighting for life inside the bright-lit clinic. Emma wrapped the newborn in warm towels, massaging its tiny body as she tried to stimulate circulation. The adult dog, whom Emma could tell now was not the puppy's father or mother, paced the room restlessly, whining every few seconds that he wouldn't even drink water. His eyes never left the puppy. Emma hooked up a heating pad, monitored the pulse, and listened to the shaky breaths. The puppy was fading. "Come on, little one. Stay with me." The adult dog placed his head on the edge of the table, helpless, lost, and exhausted. Emma finally managed to stabilize the tiny heartbeat. Relief washed over her, but she knew they weren't safe yet. Not by a long shot. Chapter 3. The challenges they faced. 1. The puppy's survival. The newborn was dangerously underweight, dehydrated, and cold. Emma fed it drop by drop with a warm milk replacer. Every hour mattered. Every minute mattered. It was a race against time. 2. The adult dog's trauma. The older dog had bruises around his neck, suggesting he had been tied up for a long time. His ribs showed. He flinched at sudden movements. He had clearly endured cruelty and neglect. Trauma this deep wasn't easy to heal, not physically and not emotionally. 3. A missing backstory. Why had this adult dog protected a puppy that wasn't his? Where was the puppy's mother? Who abandoned them? These questions haunted Emma as she cared for them both. 4. Time running out. Resources were limited. Emma's clinic was small, funded mostly through donations. She was already behind on bills, but she could never turn away a soul in need. She refused to fail these two innocent beings, no matter what it cost her. Chapter 4. Unexpected. Days passed. The puppy, whom Emma named Milo, slowly gained strength. His tiny squeaks became more frequent. His body grew warmer. His little tail began to twitch when he was hungry, and the adult dog, whom Emma named Guardian, never left Milo's side. Whenever Milo whimpered, Guardian ran to him. Whenever Emma picked Milo up to feed him, Guardian watched closely, making sure he was safe. It was a powerful sight. An animal who had nothing left, still giving everything he had for another life. Emma often sat with them late into the night, marveling at their bond. "You saved him," she whispered to Guardian one evening. "You kept him alive. You protected him when no one else did." Guardian pressed his head against her leg as if accepting the gratitude. Chapter 5. Revealing the tone one morning, while Guardian slept curled around Milo's makeshift bed, Emma's assistant rushed into the clinic. "Dr. Emma, you need to see this." She held a flyer. A reward notice. A missing dog report. A local woman, widowed, elderly, living on the outskirts of town, had reported several of her dogs stolen weeks ago by a cruel backyard breeder who lived nearby. Police had been involved. Several dogs were found, but one was still missing, a gentle mixed-breed male who loved puppies. His name was Max. Emma looked at Guardian. Max. And tears blurred her vision. He wasn't just a strayed. He was a stolen dog who had suffered at the hands of the cruel breeder that he had escaped. He had found Milo in that bag, and he had refused to leave the helpless baby behind. Emma contacted the woman immediately. Chapter 6. The RE. When Max's owner arrived at the clinic, the moment she saw him, she burst into tears. Max wagged his tail hesitantly, unsure at first, but when she called his name softly, "Max, my sweet boy," something inside him broke open. His entire body shook as he pressed himself against her, crying loudly, painfully, joyfully. But when the woman reached down to pick him up, Max refused to leave Milo's side. That he stood between them protectively. The elderly woman understood immediately. "This little baby depends on him," she said softly. "And Max, he needs someone to protect too." She looked at Emma. "If it's possible, I'd like to adopt the puppy too. Let them stay together." Emma felt her heart bloom. "I think that's exactly what both of them need." Chapter 7. New BEJNGS. Weeks passed. Milo grew stronger, healthier, and more playful. His eyes opened wide and curious. He learned to run, awkwardly at first, chasing Max around the woman's garden, and Max, healed and safe at last, watched over Milo like a proud parent. Emma visited often, tears always forming at the corner of her eyes when she saw them together. Milo would never know what almost happened to him, and Max would never again have to protect someone alone. They had saved each other, and Emma, she had saved them both. Final message. Be kind. ALWYS. Life can be cruel. People can be cruel, but kindness, real, unconditional kindness, has the power to change everything. Max didn't know the puppy that he owed Milo nothing, but he stayed. That he protected him. That he refused to leave him behind. If animals can show such compassion, such loyalty, such courage, then so can we. Let Max and Milo's story remind us to be gentler, kinder, and more human in a world that desperately needs it. Call to action. Red Heart. If this story touched your heart, please comment below. Would you save a life if you had the chance? Backhand index pointing down. Your words mean more than you know. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Be Kind Always, because every story we share spreads kindness a little further.